Bouchard's pass didn't click with Draisaitl. 12 seconds to go. Florida trying to end it up against the wall, which would be fitting. 3 seconds to go. The Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup. For the first time in their 30-year history, the Florida Panthers are Stanley Cup champions. They made it about as hard on themselves as they possibly could, battling a valiant Edmonton team that had rallied from adversity all season long. And Paul Maurice, coaching lifer, 30 years in the National Hockey League, has his Stanley Cup.
What the puck is going on?
What the puck is going on for this final day of April the 30th, 2025. It is just after 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am Stephen Murray. This is What the Puck is Going On here on the Deep End Broadcasting Network. You can catch all our content on our YouTube channel, Deep End Broadcasting. Go to the website, deependbroadcasting.com, or you can find us on Twitter as well, at deepend757. Coming soon to iTunes, Spotify, Apple Podcast, all that stuff. And we have 3 games on the slate for tonight's Stanley Cup action. Oh, my God. Toronto, what was that? Literally, what was that at home with a chance to clinch last night? And you go back to Ottawa to give them momentum, and they'll have a chance to tie up that series here. I believe that one is tomorrow. Once I get the lines up here, I can clarify that. As we will have a Game 6 in the Toronto and Ottawa series. In Carolina, it took you overtime, but you got the job done, not in convincing fashion. You had to rally from a 3-goal deficit. Maybe it was even a 4-goal deficit. If there's one night I missed a bunch of the action, it was last night. Just kind of tired from work, working late, checking swimming pool lights about 45 minutes away. Had a big bet on the Celtics team points over, with the Mets team points over, which happened to hit. And I treaded somewhat lightly on the hockey front, knowing Minnesota, I like them, but that I really want to bet it. And they lost. Toronto, of course, let me down. I'll let you guys down on that. Carolina as well, as we like them both on the puck line, alternate puck lines, etc. Toronto and Ottawa will play their Game 6 Thursday night, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. The other games listed for Thursday in the Western Conference, we have Knights and the Wild. That will be a Game 6 must-win for Minnesota. And then Colorado has a must-win scenario for them at home against Dallas. And one more game out in the West tomorrow night, a must-win for the Kings on the road as Edmonton. That was a good call by us, actually. Edmonton rallied from 2 games down and now to take the lead in that series 3 games to 2. All right, a chance for a couple of teams to wrap things up tonight in Florida and Washington. Both of those games after 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Coming up in just over an hour, the Capitals host Montreal, and then Florida will be in Tampa Bay, 7:50 face-off there. The late game tonight, Winnipeg, who has fumbled the series away on their own front. We're talking about teams who've coughed it up a little bit. Winnipeg is one of them as well. St. Louis playing very well. And the Blues, a underdog of plus 140, are at Winnipeg tonight, 950 face-off there. Great bet with the Blues. I like it. You're getting plus 108 on over 2.5 goals for the Blues. You're talking about Connor Hellebuck, who's been yanked here the last couple of outings. And I was talking to Nephew Dave, who was on his way to watch the Caps with the boys at the sports bar. He has to do some trash can duty to the neighbors that are out of town. So he has a pass for this evening. But he does like the Blues. He likes the Blues team goals over 2.5. The Blues are plus 140. I think it's a good game. I want Winnipeg for my future's sake to just kind of move on. I mean, I figure they're the better team. But at the end of the day, do they lack scoring too when it's needed? Maybe they do. It was there in the regular season, but it's not like there's a lot of flash. And they've been able to beat teams defensively. But now that we're playing all upper tier hockey teams who belong into this situation, Winnipeg's finding it tough as the number 1 seed out there in the West. So the Blues, as a number 8 seed, are doing fantastic. A chance to go up 3-2 on the road this evening. I'm going to take Winnipeg, but I don't doubt this is a 4-3 game, something like that. I think we can get over the total. Over 5.5 is plus 120. So you get a good number on that. If we look at the alternate total overs in this Blues and Winnipeg game, I could see a 5-3, even if it's on the end of the Blues. And remember, you got to remember, you're going to get stacked up at the end of the game on some of these empty netters. I mean, we're having an empty netters in every game. Last second goals as well, literally last seconds. We've had, we haven't even really touched on that, how many teams have covered the puck line with less than 2 seconds left on the clock for good beats, usually when you have the puck line, not bad beats when you're taking a plus 1.5. So let's see here. 60-minute line. Let's look at that. St. Louis is plus 210. Winnipeg minus 105. The Jets are over 2.5 minus 168. And the Blues plus 108 at over 2.5 for themselves. I kind of do like the Jets over 2.5 minus 168 as well. The total team goals over 6.5 is plus 190. All right, and over 7.5 is plus 460. So good number. Over 8.5 plus 750. Good numbers all the way up if you like the over in this series. And I think I do. I think the Blues are going to bring something on the road here, and I think the Jets are going to bring something to try to defend home ice. Yes, that could be a gritty defensive affair, but maybe we get a little bit of momentum and get some pucks in the net there in Winnipeg. All right, let's get to the very first game. Our Capitals minus 188 over the Canadiens plus 155. Over under 6.5 is at plus 112. Capitals minus 1.5 plus 138. I mean, Montreal has been a nice story, but I think you're out of here after tonight. I don't think we have Montalban. We have Jacob Dobbs against Logan Thompson. And Dobbs has been okay, but we're going to fade him in the spot here and take the Caps. I think they can win by margin. I know I said that last night about Carolina and Toronto, and it didn't happen. But we'll go back to the well with the Capitals tonight. You're getting plus 250 on minus 2.5, and at 6-1 odds, minus 3.5. Again, Montreal, if they're down 3-1, they're going to pull that goalie about 4 or 5 minutes left, and that's going to be the Caps' chance to make that a 5-1 type of game. The Caps with their team goals is going to be an interesting one. I think I'm going to probably grab onto that as well tonight. Over 3.5 is at minus 102 for Washington. So we'll lean with the home team over 3.5 as well. In fact, let's draw up a ticket for that if we can. I suspect I don't know if Montreal will do their part to get over in this game against the Capitals, but I think the Caps can put up a fair amount of goals in this game and still catch this over. And let's just kind of take all the home teams on their total goals here. Winnipeg's over 2.5, minus 168. The Capitals over 3.5 at minus 102. Those pay plus 215. And then if we look at the Panthers and the Lightning, and without even looking, I know it's going to be Bob Vrosky against Vasilevsky. How can it not be with the goalies listed? Right. Let's just confirm that. Yep. Vasilevsky and Bob Vrosky are our goalies tonight. And you got to figure we're going to see goals, at least on Tampa's part, trying to defend home ice and stay alive here in round one. Nephew Dave likes Tampa. That's going to be his pick for tonight. So he's going to go with Tampa not going out easily, and with the Blues. The Tampa line for their total goals was over 2.5 minus 150. All right, so we have Caps over 3.5, Winnipeg over 2.5 minus 168. Tampa Bay over 2.5 minus 150 pays plus 426 right now. All right, so we'll lean with that and hope we get a good showing here. Puck line wise, Tampa Bay, I think this could easily be an overtime game. I think I favor the over more than anything. Tampa Bay minus 1.5 plus 220. I do not want any part of. Minus 2.5 at plus 400. I'll pass. And the same numbers for Florida, basically. Plus 230 at minus 1.5, and at plus 420 minus 2.5. We'll just stay away from that. Can we get goals though? Over 5.5 is at a minus 110. Let's take an easy target of over 7.5, and we'll get plus 340 on that. So if we're going to look exotic, let's take the two alternate overs in the Florida and Winnipeg game, and then we'll take the Caps on their alternate puck line for themselves at minus 2.5 or minus 3.5. All that will be a nice big chunk change type of payout. So right now, if we have, and I'll go ahead and log in, again, team goals for the Capitals over 3.5, the over 2.5 for Winnipeg and Tampa Bay. You know what? If you like St. Louis at plus 108, that is a good number as well. But plus 426 for all the home teams and their team total goals. Okay, let's look for a couple of goal scorers for tonight, and we'll get on out of here on this short 3-game edition. I hit a goal scorer last night, right? Which game was that? Well, I had one in Minnesota, right? I hit that. And then I hit, I can't remember. All right, let's go. You know what? Let's take Anthony Cirelli plus 310 tonight. That's a nice payout for the Lightning. He's had a good season. He closed strong. Gensel's been the man. He's plus 180. But let's throw in Anthony Cirelli at plus 310. We haven't seen Kucherov. He has to be due, right? Plus 160. So if you want to throw him into a play, I can't blame you there. Let's see. My man Chychrun's already scored without me betting on him, although I've had him every game. The one time he hasn't scored or did score, I did not have him. So he's at plus 490 tonight for Jacob Chychrun for the Capitals. I could see him scoring in a clincher, and I could see Tom Wilson plus 230 being a nice pick as well. The thing is with the Caps is it's just so spread around. Ovechkin is at a easy plus 110 for him to score. And then let's take a look at this Winnipeg and the Blues game. And, I'll give you Scheifele at plus 170 for the Jets. I think they'll get the job done at home. Cole Perfetti plus 310. So that's a good number as well. We could probably throw him on a ticket also. All right, so I'll go with all the home teams' team goals. 3.5 with Washington, 2.5 Winnipeg, 2.5 Tampa. I think St. Louis can get over their 2.5 as well. I think the Caps can win on the alternate line, and I think you can take both alternate overs and the Winnipeg and the Lightning game. Goals tonight. We'll look for Chychrun and Tom Wilson in the first game. We'll look for Anthony Cirelli and Kucherov in the Lightning game, and then we'll look for Cole Perfetti and Scheifele for the Jets in this final game. All right, that will do it for tonight. We'll come back for one last edition this Thursday. We'll look on to the weekend ahead, and by the time we get back on next Monday, we should be just about close to being fully into the second round. There still might be some unfinished business beginning of the week, Game 7 wise. More Game 7s, the better. Fun for us. I am Stephen Murray. This is What the Puck is Going On. This is the Deep End Broadcasting Network. Signing off for this evening, April the 30th, 2025. Go ahead and get your tickets in, guys, and enjoy some hockey tonight. Thanks for tuning in.
What the puck is going